So I'm gonna look at your questions and then we're gonna go over Cooper's color code. I think it's really important that you want to do the best that you can and hopefully come out. Okay. Okay, so I want to just share Jack. Jack did a good job. He parallel parked 5 times. He made right turns. He made left turns. As a beginning driver, gets a little stressful, a little bit nervous. Jack was comfortable. I got him into the car, adjusted his seat, got his mirrors squared away. I said hi to his dad. I think that's really important. You want an instructor who's going to say hi to your parent. Jack is the only child. His dad does something for the government. So I got to know him. And then we started in the school parking lot. We went up and down the aisles, staying middle right. He had good speed control. It was a little bit crowded. He went down there 4 or 5 times. He had good lane positioning. Had a tendency to look down to the left, so the car went off the road a couple times. I say that to you in a driver's ed way, a dad way, but also a dangerous way. If you look at the speedometer, you're going to drift off the road. If you look at the lines, you'll drift off the road. Alexis, I will definitely identify hydroplaning, and we did talk about it before, but I'll talk about it again, and that's important. So put in your questions. I thought Jack was calm in the neighborhood. He parallel parked 5 times. He lined his car up. He reversed back. He turned his wheels all the way to the right, so his car was about 10 inches or less from the curb. He didn't get on the grass. He was pretty consistent. We went through the neighborhood about 10 or 15 minutes. He looked left, he looked right. Sometimes he's grabbing the wheel a little bit tight, normal. Sometimes he puts his hand to the top of the wheel. That makes the wheel small. You don't want to make the wheel small. Also, just trying to get him comfortable in the car. All of you have been through it. All of you know what I mean because I'm talking to beginning drivers, whether you're a teen or an adult. Next, we went on the main road. It was very heavy traffic. He drove from 5 to 6. Had pretty good speed control, a little bit under speed. A lot of beginners either go 10 or 15 under or 10 or 15 over. Everyone's a little bit different. I was teaching him to turn his head and look where he's going. Why do you need this? All of your beginning drivers. Why is this important to you? Because you want to become really good drivers. And when you become good drivers, you master what you're doing. Hey, how are you doing? Put some questions in. And my job is to teach you. My job is to make you better, not to micromanage you, but to make you better. And it's always important to stay relaxed. He was a little bit tense. One car did cut us off, so I had to maneuver the vehicle around. I just think the gentleman didn't want to be behind a semi truck, so he kind of cut us off. Wasn't really enough room. You could tell he just kind of cut over. So I just turned the wheel and had Jack go to the left lane. He did pretty good, had some lane changes, heavy traffic. Overall, it was a nice beginning drive. I got to know him as a person. He likes technology, he likes music. And because I'm a people person, that is really important, right? And you want to definitely improve and definitely get better. Hey, how are you all of you doing? Next, let's go ahead and talk about some questions. If a deer runs out, you reduce speed. You try to hit it at an angle. You never veer from the deer. If you veer from the deer and go across the road, you will hit a car, you'll go into the ditch, you'll roll your car over. Human life is worth more than animal life. I'll say it again. Human life is worth more than animal life. So I need you to remember that and prepare for deer. So you want to try to slow down and lose as much speed as possible, okay? Squeeze that brake, threshold braking. So I answered your question, Olivia. A deer will come out. We live in an area, there are deer all over. Last time we drove, we saw 2 dead deer. We saw a doe in the wooded area. So it's this time of year. We just want to go slow. We want to be attentive and be aware. If you live by a wooded area, there are going to be deer there. They're going to be raccoon. They're going to be squirrels. Expect it, but just go slow. We don't want to veer for the deer. I love the question, and let's keep putting those questions in. Is there a difference between hydroplaning and just sliding on the water? No, they're one and the same. If you're sliding on the water, you are hydroplaning, okay? Doesn't matter if it's an inch or 2 inches. If you're sliding on water. Hydro is water, plane means to lift. So you want to reduce your speed and drive slow. Put the questions in, guys. Give us a thumbs up. Let's keep moving. Let's put in some more questions. Yes, Connor will take care of the drive. We will schedule during test on Thursday. It's all good. I will take care of you too, as promised. I always do. I need some more questions because we're going to really share Cooper's color code. What do you do if you're on a highway with someone driving the wrong way? Turn on your high beam headlights, honk your horn, stay to the right. We saw a video yesterday, and this is common. Weekends, people are not really paying attention. So you always have to be aware. You flash your headlights, you honk your horn, you try to get to the right. We don't want a head-on collision. Those are the most dangerous. Good question. I like that. The test is at 6:30. Be there about 6:20. You have a full 2 hours. There are 80 questions. I will check the test in front of you. You'll know where you are, and we want to pass. I have a positive manifestation because we've worked hard in class. If you're nervous by now, you didn't put in your work, but I'm not you. Some of you don't study for anything and you might pass. Some of you don't study for anything and you might get an A. Some of you don't study for anything and you fail. The reason you'll fail is because you didn't put in the work. By me being an educator, I give you every opportunity. I'm very thorough. I explain everything, and we look at test data. So you should be successful, but some drivers have test anxiety. Some people have test anxiety, and you just panic on tests. Okay, so let's review the questions. We asked when the test is Thursday. We talked about a wrong way driver on the highway. You get over to the right, you honk your horn, you flash your lights. You want to avoid a head-on collision. We talked about a deer running out. You squeeze your brakes, reduce as much speed as possible. The deer may go to the left or right, flip over the car. Heaven forbid it comes through the window. Okay? We don't veer for the deer. We asked about hydroplaning and just sliding on water. If you're sliding, you're hydroplaning. We talked about rescheduling, so that's it. I need more questions. So you get ready to work. So we're going to go ahead and talk about Cooper's color code now. You can say whatever you want, but if it's not driver's ed related, I'll remove you. All right, let's keep going. We're going to share Cooper's color code. Give me 1 second. And this will be very educational for you if I want you to become good drivers. Okay, if I were you, I'd definitely write this down. This is Cooper's color code of awareness for new drivers. You need this. You need to listen. I'm going to give you real life examples. And you can put questions in too as I go along. Cooper's color code of awareness. This system helps you to stay aware of your surroundings while driving. Think of it like a video game or TikTok modes. Okay? You have to look on the email. Someone type in the room number. Look on the email, Olivia. Someone type in the room that we're supposed to go to. I know. So white. All of you are in white. You're beginning drivers. Okay? So there you go. So white is your chill mode. You're clueless. Okay? You're not paying attention. As a beginning driver, you're clueless. You don't know how to drive. I'm a state certified driving instructor. My job is to teach you. And that's my job. And I take pride in it. So my job is to increase your awareness. Example, driving while daydreaming about pizza or singing Too Hard to Drake. All of you, whether you like Drake or not, he's from Toronto. All of you are clueless. No hate, no cap. I clocked all of your tea. You're beginning drivers. Okay? You're clueless. And my job is to increase your awareness to make you safe drivers. In a minute you think you know everything, this is when we die. Personal example, Gen Alpha vibe. I was vibing too hard to Ice Spice. I didn't notice the light turning green. Mom honked at me before anyone else did. So what I need you to do is just focus on, yeah, go ahead, Jack. I need you to focus on how do you increase your awareness? Through driving through your neighborhood, through driving through your school parking lot, through driving through a shopping center, through driving through curvy roads, through driving through on a curvy road. The more you get a chance to drive on those places, the better you will be, and you will be more consistent. Okay? You want consistency, smooth. You want to take it to how should we handle a tailgater without creating road rage situation? Ignore them, because you can only control the space in front of you. You can't control the space behind you. A semi truck can tailgate you. You can't go any faster. A mother in a minivan can tailgate you. You can't go any faster. A guy in a Cybertruck can tailgate you. You can't go any faster. If you start speeding up, you're going to lose your space in front of you. So I don't want you to lose your space in front of you. We're talking about Cooper's color code awareness for new drivers. Put in your questions. So I'm giving you some examples. So sometimes you have to ignore people driving. You have to ignore negativity in your classroom when your teacher is teaching you the Pythagorean theorem. And as a beginning driver, some things will give you good information. Some things will take your information away. Thank you. Got to go. Bye. I'll see you. Okay, let's keep it going. I support America. Okay, let's talk about this. So put in some more examples. Okay, so we already talked about Cooper's color code, which is chill mode. You're clueless. Example, you're in a school parking lot, but you're driving 25. There are people walking across. You should be driving 0, 1, or 2 miles an hour. You're driving a rush hour. You're driving 30. That's too slow. People are going to road rage on you. You're driving at 50. That's the speed limit, but it's rush hour. People are moving too slow. So you have to learn to drive to the environmental area that you're in. Let's talk about yellow, because you have a test after this, guys. So I'm going to see who's really paying attention. I told you to write it down. Let's look at Michaela. She's really chilled. Like she's in that yellow zone. Like she's so chill right now. That's not a good look for me. Michaela, please hold your head up. I got people watching. At least you just hold your head up. Come on. You know me better than that. You know I'm built different. Okay, anyway. Here we go. Yellow. These are normal driving alertness. That's where you guys need to be. Okay? Eyes open. You are aware in scanning the road. Jack was starting to be yellow. He was starting to look left and right at intersections. He was starting to check his mirror, but not as much as I would have liked. Jack went from chilled, clueless, no cap, Jack, no hate, I'm not clocking your T, to starting to be yellow, starting to be aware of real life situations. And that's what I want him to do, but not be scared, okay? We're on a curvy road. He needs to stay about 35 or 40. We're in stop and go traffic. He needs to drive at a speed that allows him to have room. Occasionally, he was kind of tailgating a semi-truck because he was slowing down late. So my job, I told him, Jack, slow down earlier. What he was doing, half of his foot was on the brake. I told him, put the ball of your foot in the middle of the brake. He did that. He was able to stop sooner, but he stopped too hard. And then I said, Jack, if you keep hitting the brake hard, we're going to be rear-ended. So he understood, but it took time. I had to let Jack struggle a little bit, understand a little bit, have success a little bit, not rip his head off, not teach him, but bring awareness. And he started to get better. He started to have good speed control. He started to look where he was going. Example, noticing a car ahead slowing down, or a kid chasing their basketball into the street. We were going through a neighborhood. He was going about 45. I said, hey, Jack, you got to slow down. Huh? Okay. He didn't realize when we're in a neighborhood, we're 25 or below. We can't roll at 40 miles an hour. Personal example, I saw a squirrel darting across the road while driving to practice. I slowed down because I didn't want to be known as a squirrel slayer. So you want to be sensible, but if you slam brakes and get rear-ended, you will be at fault. So I'm giving you an example. So I want to get all of you to yellow, okay? Put in more questions. If you put in random questions, you're going to be deleted. Okay, this is about driving education. How you doing today? Okay, let's keep going. Put in some questions about yellow, driving awareness, eyes open. I need you to put in questions. This has got to be your interactive class. Okay, I'm not just going to sit here You're not just going to sit here. If you want to learn, put your questions in. Go ahead and do that. Put some questions in about yellow. Maybe how long does it take to me become a normal driver? What situations are requiring me to be at a yellow? It depends on where. I'm just trying to give you some prompt starters to help you understand. And when a good teacher gives you some prompt starters, okay, example, what situations require yellow? Driving through a neighborhood, driving in a school zone, driving on a main thoroughfare. You should be at yellow, upper yellow. Are there any situations where white is bad? Isn't bad. White is always bad because, let's look at it. You have no clue. If you're white or clueless, you will run into a car, go off the road, hit a truck, or kill someone. You never want to be at white. This means you're daydreaming. You want to be at yellow. You're aware, you're scanning the road. Okay? You're aware, your eyes are open. And most of you at drive 3 or 4 are at yellow. Okay? You should always drive at yellow. Good defensive drivers check their mirrors. They're looking left, they're looking straight, they're looking to the right. Beginning drivers are at white. They don't look in their mirror. They're going too slow. They're going too fast. They don't see the traffic light change. You should always drive at yellow mode. I see some good prompts coming in. Let's keep going. Okay, let's go to orange. Something feels off. Suspect mode, sus mode. Your sense potential danger. You're in a neighborhood. You see kids down the street. You see them throwing footballs. You see them playing basketball. You see people out on the side of the street looking at a car. Okay? How do we exceed yellow to learn more and be? It takes time, Alexis. Time, downtown driving, night driving, early morning driving, rush hour driving, driving through your school parking lot in the morning when there are 1,000 people trying to get in, your teacher, your principal, when parents are cutting you off to get to work. You will have to develop senses. And if you don't, you're going to get hit or hit someone or run someone over or back into a car, and you won't even know why. I'm giving some real life examples. Okay. Good night. Okay, let's keep going with the orange. You sense potential danger. A car swerves in your lane, or someone is tailgating you too close. So if you are in that situation, lift your foot off the gas. Make more room. Okay? You have to control the situation. That's what I want all of you to do. Not in a reckless way, not in a speed up way, but in a smooth, chill way. Hey, how are you doing today? Let's keep it going. We're talking about Cooper's color code. So let's keep going. Example, this truck was riding your bumper like they wanted to be besties. This means they're too close. I switched lanes so fast, you'd think I was Mario Kart on boost. That's an example, okay? But if you can't switch lanes, you need to maintain speed. If you can't move up, you have to maintain speed. You have to keep your space in front of you, okay? Now, red, action mode, boss fight. Danger is real, act now. A deer ran out. You have to make a decision. You have to stop. If you swerve, you're going in the ditch. If you swerve left, you're going to hit a car head on. Act now. A lot of you won't do that. You'll freeze up. Personal example, a car slams on its brakes and you have to stop immediately. That's red. Put in some questions about red. Example, here's a prompt starter. You're in a high school parking lot. You have to drop off your sister at the elementary. You got to get to first hour chemistry. You're already 5 minutes late. You're going to push that gas, but as soon as you push the gas, a girl walks in front of you. You have to hit the brakes. That's an example. How do we get to red as a driver? A car cuts you off, Evan. Someone runs a light. Your light just turns green. You're merging on the expressway. You didn't look over your shoulder. You have to make a move. It's called a boss fight. Bosses don't talk, they listen. I gave you some good examples. You're backing out of your driveway. You miss someone walking behind you. If you don't hit brakes, you're going to run them over. I gave you some good examples. Example, a car in front of you, a car in front of me backed out of nowhere, your school parking lot. Your foot hit the brake faster than I can skip an ad on YouTube. So that's an example. I like the example. When do we need to become a red driver? A little girl walks out in front of you. A car backs out of the driveway and you're going straight in the neighborhood. You make a right turn, but you didn't look to the right. You almost hit a pedestrian. You're driving through your school and the football players walk in front of you and they look at you like, you're not going to hit me. And you have to stop. And they know it. And they laugh in your face. And then your friends video and post it on TikTok. And it gets 1 million views. That's an example. What is the best kind of donut? Type it in. So I gave you some good examples. What do we do? What to do if a road says normal intersection, but it begins to flood? You have to make a decision. When flash floods come, I would not go into that area. Why? You're going to be picked up by the water and you're going to drown. I would not go into the intersection if it begins to flood. Think about that for a second, because down south, they have a lot of flash floods and people will drown in their car. So you have to make a decision. You can't outrun the water. I like jelly donuts also. That's pretty cool. So good questions. I need more of you to put questions in. When do I go to red? Why should I not be at white? I see people starting to ask questions. Let's talk about tips for Gen Alpha drivers. Don't stay in white. That's how accidents happen. All of you should never be in white because you will have an accident, run a light, back over someone, hit someone. All of you come into driver's ed, teens or adults, white. You don't know. You don't know the steering wheel, the gas pedal, signs. Okay? And through this 24 hours of class, 6 hours of driving, I prefer a manual, but I do drive an automatic. So stay mostly in yellow, but calm. The difference between a first driver and a third hour or fourth hour driver, they're smoother. They're looking. Are you in white micro sleeping? You are in late yellow. You're almost in a red because you're getting ready to fall asleep. That's dangerous. We saw the video yesterday. You're in red. Why? You don't realize you're in danger. You think you can drive. So danger is real. You're going to fall asleep. Olivia, love the question, OG. So when you are micro sleeping, you think you're okay. You start out in yellow, you go to red. Does driving mostly depend on judgment, awareness, and all three? As you drive more, you have better judgment. You become yellow. As you drive more, you have better awareness. You become yellow. As you drive more, you have more experience. Between 3 months from now and 30 days from now, you guys will learn so much. How to merge on an expressway, how to have good speed control, how to slow down in a parade, how to deal with your friends who are seniors and juniors in your high school parking lot, which is the most dangerous area because drivers don't care. Have any students entered red during a drive with you? Yes, animals have ran out. We don't look over our shoulder, almost get cut off by a truck. We pull out in front of a car. I have to squeeze the brake. I try to get you not to go to red because this is a life. A red would be you running a light. And we don't allow that to happen. So we want to pick the least dangerous option, Connor. Love the question. We don't pick. So you run a light. Our car pulls out. We want to squeeze our brakes and maybe go to the side. Okay, we merge out onto expressway. You go too slow. A truck's coming. We may have to go over to the side of the road. Bye. Thank you. Let's keep going. So stay mostly in yellow, but calm. Switch to orange if something looks sus. Some of you will get to orange because you know you're in danger, but you don't know what to do. Example, you're in a neighborhood. A kid runs out, but you freeze. You're in a shopping store parking lot. People walk out pushing their carts. You don't know what to do, but you keep moving forward. Go to red only if you need to. Don't panic. Think of all levels like a Roblox game. White is AFK. You want to slow down in the deacceleration lane. A lot of beginners go too fast. And if you don't slow down in the deacceleration lane, you're going to get into the curve and lose control. Do these colors apply to if you have distractions in your car? It's worse. Your friends could put you back down to white. I like the question. Your friends could put you down to white. You think you're okay. If you have a bunch of friends in the car, you're not paying attention. Follow me? You're daydreaming. You're listening to your friend's conversation, but it's dangerous. So your friends could put you back down to white and you're really in yellow. So example, your friends in the back seat. Very good question. Love that. Now people are starting to understand. Anyone talking to you, your mom, your dad, me, could put you into a yellow or could put you maybe into a red where you feel like you're in danger, but you're overwhelmed. Yellow, you're exploring the map, Roblox. Orange, boss is nearby. Red, boss attack. So each of you need to type in 3 things you learned about Cooper's color code. And then I have a quiz for you. It's already set. Type in Cooper's color code. Tell me 3 things you learned. I like the questions. As you put in your questions, I'm going to go through. I'm going to give you some prompts. Have any students entered red? I try to keep them at yellow. If they're at white, I know we're in danger of getting hit or running a light. I try to keep them yellow. But if they're really dangerous, I try to explain what the danger is. It depends on the situation, Connor. Situations do dictate how we drive and what we do. Downtown, country roads, curves. A lot of you go into orange in a roundabout. That's a good example. You pause, you panic, you go in too fast. We are about to crash. You sense danger, but some of you don't know what to do. Do I slow down? Do I look? Do I accelerate? A lot of you have delayed decision-making skills, okay? I'm really thinking about your questions. As you get better, your awareness will stay at yellow. You'll learn to get into orange, but you can't drive all the time in orange because you're going to kind of freak out at everything. Sometimes beginning drivers go straight to orange. They panic. So look at orange as a panicky, nervous driver. That's a great example. Okay? You panic at everything. You swerve. You grab the wheel. You freeze. You lock up. And some of you might be like that with your parents because they're going to scream at you and cut your head off. Literally. They're going to scream at you. The micro sleep, if you don't get sleep, guys, you will drive probably at an orange. You know you're a little tired, but then you won't get to red because you're too tired. We all are safe. Safety is no option. Put those questions in. I'm really thinking about your examples. If you're driving in a heavy rainstorm and you can't see, you need to pull over. You're going to be at an orange, but you think you're okay, and you're going to end up going back to yellow. If it's a dangerous situation, you should be in orange. Heavy rain, heavy snow, heavy traffic. But then you get overconfident or you think you're okay, you go back to yellow. So it can work both ways. I'm really looking at your questions and giving you some good perspectives because I'm showing you that. Okay, Olivia, when do we need to become red? When a deer comes out, a truck cuts over in your lane. Like you should be at orange when you're around big semi trucks. Okay, something is off. You need to get out of that zone because they don't see you. We all get into red sometime. A car pulls out. You have to make an emergency maneuver. Red is emergency only. Thank you, Josh. I appreciate you. I try to teach you guys awareness so you naturally get into the yellow. Scanning, looking, think of it, driving in the parking lot, middle lane, left is down, blinker up is right. Some of you forget left and right. Some of you still grab the wheel on that third drive, trying to get you to relax a little bit, trying to get you to become a better driver. That's really important. And we want to, like you're going to be at an orange on your first snow drive. You might even get to red because you're not used to driving in a heavy snowstorm. We have 5 inches of snow. Your car's kind of sliding on the road. If you slam the brakes, you know you're going to slide off. So you might stay between orange and red. That's nerve-wracking. I'm giving you some good examples because I'm really taking time to look at your questions, and that's what good instructors do. You're going to be at yellow when you drive your parents. You might even be at orange. If your mom or dad screams at you, you're going to be between orange and red. I don't think you'll go back down to white because you went through driver's education. You learned. And the test will be the testament to your success. Thank you for those hearts. Let's keep it up. Okay, now we're going to hit you. Now we're going to hit you with that quiz. Give me 1 second. Okay, there it is. You see the code. Put it in, then I'll start it. Once all of you in, I'll start. I thought it was great information about Cooper's color code. I really appreciate the thumbs up. We're not done yet. We're talking about how Cooper's color code can make you better drivers. I asked you about the best type of donuts, and I really want you to be prepared. We got a good sense of humor. This is about driver's education. I'm really trying to prepare you guys for good driving, and I'm going to tell you what you need to do. And this is why the title is Cooper's Color Code. Yeah, I got the glasses on, got the American flag. Yes, I'm a patriot. Yes, I love my country. But also, I love my students to be safe. And when you're safe, you're really going to be consistent. And that's why you're here. We're all here to have fun, but we're all here to do your best. So we're talking about some of the dangerous maneuvers. Once you guys get in, let me know. I'm waiting for you. Then I'm going to start it. And this will tell me if you've learned. We're going to use some analysis to see what you learned. And I'm going to see if you can really apply this. Only 3 or 4 of you were really asking questions. But the more you can ask questions and understand, the better you're going to be. I want to make you good drivers. No, I want to make you great drivers. So in a moment, I want to start this. And then I'm expecting really good grades. My expectation is you will do well. And then Thursday, when you take your knowledge test, you're going to pass it. And you're going to be really successful. So we need to wait a few more moments, and then I'm going to hit start. As a driver, if your instructor has to intervene, grab the controls, you're not ready to learn how to drive. Kind of like your mom when you were little, or your dad snatching you out of the street because you're about to get ran over. So sometimes the beginning drivers run through lights. They don't look left and right. They pull out in front of a car. Good instructors will cover the brake. Some might take your head off and scream at you, and that's what some of you told me. Hey, how are you doing? Greetings. Thank you. From Poland. I'm in the Midwest. I'm from the United States. Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and start this. Good luck. There are 20 questions. Next, you want to understand regulatory signs, speed limit signs. You have to know about signs. You have to understand signs. And if you don't understand signs, you will struggle. Signs bring you awareness. Also, type in the best kind of donut. Please go ahead and put your answer in. Next, speeding 10 or more over the limit is an automatic failure. Speeding, period, is an automatic failure. Dangerous maneuver. You pull out in front of a car. You run a light. You hit a curb. You swerve out. Failure. You're here because you want to learn how to drive. You're here because I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm not going to lie to you. If you ask me a question, and I think I like that jelly donut, if you ask me a question and it's worth asking, I'll answer it. Okay? I have the glasses on. We're having fun. I'm a patriot. I love America. There's nothing wrong with that. It's all good. Next, starting and stopping. We're talking about skill sets. Pre-driving checks. Do you put on your seatbelt? Do you adjust your mirrors? Your center mirror, your left mirror, your right mirror. You have to adjust your mirrors. Hey, can we get 10 thumbs up? We're at 7. I like 7. That's the lucky number. I want to get 10. Okay, let's keep it going. Next, do you search 15 or 20 seconds ahead? We know beginning drivers tend to look 3 to 4 cars in front of them. Look ahead. Do you see the second traffic light? Do you see the stop sign? Okay. Are you having smooth acceleration? Are you slamming the gas and slamming the brake? Don't slam the gas. Don't slam the brake. You want to have gradual, good speed control. That's really important. Do you have smooth stops? Are you squeezing the brake with the ball of your foot, or are you slamming the brake? You will get rear-ended. And beginning drivers tend to slam the brake or stop late. Do you guys drive a manual or an automatic? I drive both. Next, controlled emergency braking. A deer pulls out, a car backs out. You want to be aware. Let's talk about backing straight up and turning. Vehicle control when backing straight. You put your hand to the top of the wheel, you look out your back window. Vehicle control when backing or turning. If you want to go to the left, you turn your steering wheel to the left. If you want to go to the right, you turn your steering wheel to the right. Next, searches, mirrors, often over shoulder to select the target. If you want to make a lane change, just mirror, turn signal, blind spot. Mirror, turn signal, blind spot. You have to check your blind spot. A lot of beginners skip those steps, and I don't want you to skip those steps. Next, visual searches, identifying targets. Searches 15 to 20 seconds ahead. This is for all drivers. If you want to get better, you need to listen to me. If you want to learn how to drive and get better, you need to subscribe, because I'm a state certified driving instructor. I'm going to bring you value. I'm reading from the final skills road evaluation. I'm going to make you a better driver. And that's how you need to look at it. Yes, I got a good sense of humor. Yes, I got on the glasses and the American flag. I'm a patriot. There's nothing wrong with loving our country. Okay? Next, turn your head to identify targets when turning. If you're turning left, I should see you looking to the left. If you're turning right, R-I-G-H-T, I should see you looking to the right. You have to turn your head. Next, able to judge stopping and adequate following distance. A lot of beginners don't do that. They're not able to accurately identify stopping and following distance. Guys, take your time. This is not a race. I'm looking very critically at these steps. Do you understand? Or are you just clicking buttons? Next, check mirrors regularly. You always have to look. Because I'm a state certified driving instructor, I'm going to look at things differently than you. If I'm in danger, I'm increasing my following distance. If I'm in danger, I'm going to change a lane. If I'm in danger, I might even get off the road that I'm on. You have to be aware of your surroundings. Steering, 8 and 4 or 9 and 3. Okay, we don't want to make the wheel small where our hands are to the top, making it wheel small. We don't make it small at the bottom. We don't drive with one hand. That's a dangerous maneuver, and you will fail your test. So I'm telling you this because I don't want you to fail your test. I'm telling you this because if you're an older driver, you're like, man, I like this guy. Then you need to be subscribing. You need to be looking. You need to be listening, and you need to be putting in your questions. Real talk. Let's keep going. Do you use proper hand over hand when backing? Do you let the wheel spin? Or you turn it with one hand? Do you do push pull or hand over hand? So you want to have a balanced approach. Do you use hand over hand when appropriate? Now for your test, a minimum of 2 lefts and 2 rights. Selecting the best lane. When you're making a right turn, turn into the nearest lane, L-A-N-E. If you're making a left turn, turn into the nearest lane. If you have a double left turn, if you're in the outside lane, stay in the outside lane. If you're in the inside lane, stay in the inside lane. That's really important. Next, check traffic and signal. Turn your blinker on 100 feet. What is the minimum number of times your people have passed the theories test? Usually it's twice. Everyone's a little bit different. I have a student who can't read well. Her parent can come in. It is difficult. So I try to over-prepare my students. I love that question. Give yourself a thumbs up. Usually the first time, some students the second time, right? So I love that question. Remember, we're from the United States. You're probably from the UK. Nothing but love to you. We drive on the right, you drive on the left, you drive a manual, we drive an automatic. At the end of the day, we're still driving. You still have to know how to maneuver through a roundabout. I take my students through roundabouts. You have to yield. We have junctions. We have similar things that they have to the UK and Australia and India. So you want to have a good instructor like me. You want to be subscribing. You want to give it a thumbs up. I love the questions. Keep those questions coming in. You want to complete the turn in the proper lane. Guys, be patient. We'll be going over answers in a moment. Next, you got to be able to do 3-point turnarounds. You got to be able to do a 2-point turnaround and go through a roundabout if available. Let's talk about controlled and uncontrolled intersections. Thank you for the thumbs up. Can we get to 10, please? Look for open space to the left, middle, and right. Obey traffic signs and signals. Are you too slow? Potential failure. Are you too fast? You will fail. Understand right-of-way rules. Beginning drivers don't, whether you're in the UK or the United States or Germany or Russia. Stops in the proper position. If you pass the stop line in the intersection, that's failure. That's a dangerous maneuver. Next, curves. Entering the curve too fast. You will lose control and go off the road. Gradually increasing at the apex. That's what I want to see. Are you shifting? Are you accelerating? Parking, perpendicular parking, right side. Perpendicular parking, left side. Parallel parking. Stopping at the curb. Proper signaling, 100 feet or half a block. Safely enters the parking spot. Lane changes. Are you checking mirrors? Are you analyzing the environment around you? Are you gradually moving into the lane when the line is broken? Every state is different. New York is different than Michigan. Michigan is different than Texas. California is different than Nebraska. Every state is different. All right, guys, we're going to go over this information. With 100% completion, classroom accuracy is 73%. Question 2, a car suddenly merges. Was answered incorrectly by 13 out of 13 players. So this tells me you don't understand question 2. So I need to look at that question. Maybe it was written wrong. Maybe you interpreted it wrong, but we will look at it. The longest question was number 7. A pedestrian is walking on an average of 25 seconds. So if a pedestrian is walking, you always want to treat each intersection like a crosswalk. There's a stop line and a crosswalk line, even if there are no lines there. If a pedestrian is nearby, you want to cover your brake and slow down. So let's look at this. We want to get better. I'm going to go to the questions. You're cruising on an icy, you're cruising on your iced coffee spot. Hey, the light turns yellow. Well, you got your iced coffee in your hand. You want to try to slow down if possible. Okay? So you have to be careful. You have to slow down. If you send it, you're going to crash. You got to scan the intersection. It's the guy at the crosswalk. He's going to go. You can't go through. Perfect time to check my DMs. Can't do that. So the best answer is to stop safely. Okay? That's the best answer. Next one. A car suddenly merges into your lane without a blinker. Boom, you should be going to red right now. The best answer is, got to post this on TikTok, right? But what I need you to do, time for a lesson, lay on the horn, that's going to startle them. They're still going to hit you. That's not the best answer. Okay, rude. Just slow down, I guess. Already ease off the gas. You want to kind of keep space. The best answer is B. You want to keep space. Ease off the gas. If you panic stop, you're going to get rear-ended. Okay? So remember, someone suddenly is in your lane. You want to increase your following distance. Slow down, make more room. As they drift into your lane, they'll be in front of you. Don't slam brakes. I love the question. You're at a four-way stop. It's your turn, but the driver to the left looks confused. I would wait. I would wait. If you're not sure, wait. Okay? My turn, my rules go immediately. But if a person doesn't follow the rules, you're going to get hit. So you have to make a decision. Some people don't know the rules. The first car to get there is the first car to leave. If two cars come together at the same time, the car on the right has the right of way. But people don't follow the rules. Next question. You see a ball rolling into the street. You should be at red right now. Between cars, your brain goes alert, the child. Okay, cool the ball. No. Free balling. No. I wonder if I can hit the ball. No. C is the best answer. Next, what is the main character of Cooper's code? White. See everything from everyone. Okay? You got to learn to see. You got to learn to look. You got to learn to be aware. You start at white, and as time goes on, you're going to end up building to yellow. You can't be, I'm just here to ride. So you understand, yellow, I'm just here to ride? No. Orange, main character? No. Okay, white, see everything. The colors are mixed up, but the answer's right. So one of you got that right. Next, you're on a long, boring highway drive. Your mental state should be, it's going to dip between the white. Now, this is another trick question. Monitor all the cars around you. You might drop down to white because there's not a lot of stimulation. There's no reason to be at red. You'll go between white because it's boring to yellow. That's real. Yellow, zone out. That doesn't make sense. Okay? Some of you just picked a color to pick it. That tells me you don't understand. White and the answer's the best answer. The color is wrong, but the answer is right. So this tells me you guys, and 7 of you, more than half of you picked that. Good for you. A pedestrian is waiting in a crosswalk. There was no response in here. You have the right of way. You want to look at the pedestrian, make eye contact. If your light is green and they're standing at the crosswalk and you have the light in your favor, let's look, check, and proceed through with caution. Let's keep going. A driver behind you is tailgating you. A lot of you asked me that. Change lanes when safe. Let them pass, not my problem. Speed up, it's wrong. If you speed up, you're going to hit the car in front of you. Brake check, you'll smash your car up, you'll get a ticket. Ketchup on ice cream is okay. How about hot sauce? Think about that. Change lanes when necessary. That's your best answer. 13 of you got that right. Next, white in Cooper's color code best describes no PCN mode. You're not moving. You're not aware. You are approaching a curve in a road. What are you not doing? Correct answer, scanning. At the apex of the curve, look for potential hazards. You got to look for potential hazards. You don't want to accelerate. The Boston cream is not bad. I like the apple fritters. Is the apple fritter considered a donut? Is the apple fritter considered a donut? Scan at the apex. Stay in the lane, who cares? You'll crash. Accelerate through the curve, you'll crash. Try to make the curve with no hands, you'll crash. So C is the best answer. I'm going to each one. Next, you see an emergency vehicle lights way ahead. Your first move should be, you want to be aware of the lights, but also you got to be careful. If they're way ahead of you, as long as you're 500 feet behind, you're okay. I really appreciate it. Give this thing a thumbs up. Subscribe. I really appreciate you. And make sure you subscribe. And then I'll do this tomorrow too at this time. Leave some good comments, subscribe, give it a thumbs up. So emergency vehicle, if they're way ahead of you, you still got to be aware. Okay? Start looking for things in the road. Is there a car? Is there a bumper, a tire, glass on the road? Okay? Ambulance is there for a reason. Next. What does orange focus on? Specific identified hazard. Deer. Car pulling out. Kids. Maybe your friends are so distracting. You're like, bro, you got to stop talking. I can't focus. Think about that. That's why it's so dangerous to have a bunch of your friends in the car. If it starts raining lightly, you should increase your following distance. Turn on your headlights. Grip the steering wheel a little bit firmly. Not a death grip, but a little bit more firmly. The Cooper Color Code is all about predicting the actions of other drivers. It's not Final Destination. It's not the next trend on TikTok. It's not next line, diss track. No. Actions of other drivers and potential hazards. You're in a yellow. You are actively avoiding a crash. You're not daydreaming. You're avoiding a crash. Someone's backing up. You slow down. You tap your horn. You're in a neighborhood. You see kids playing. You slow down. You're driving in a snowstorm. You turn on your four ways. You get to the right lane. You don't feel safe in the middle because cars are trying to go fast. A car is weaving in and out of traffic. You think, give them a wide, you want to give them a lot of room. You want to make them ready. You want to be prepared. You don't want to hope they don't hit you. You want to increase space. Drive around them. Get away from them. If you see a car that's kind of drifting off left or right, get away from them. Yes, we want to expose corruption because a lot of driving schools have went out of business. So we always doing that. Next, the most base color is yellow, chilled, no stress. You got to be in yellow. You're about to make the left turn across oncoming traffic. You got to judge the gap. A lot of you fail at this. And orange is needed for making a left turn because you're crossing oncoming traffic. Some of you are at white. Like Michaela has her bonnet on and she's about to fall asleep. I'll be clocking your tea, Michaela. Come on, girl. If I didn't care about you, Michaela, I wouldn't crack jokes. You know that. So left turns, you have to be at orange because it's a dangerous maneuver. You have to judge cars going 30, 40, 50, 60. If you misjudge and a car's going faster and you think it's clear, you're going to get hit. If you misjudge and a car's going slower, they might hit the back of your car. Beginning drivers panic at left turns. A lot of you, yeah, you're right. I went to the wrong lane. I overturned. I went wide. Didn't know what I was looking at. So my job is to teach you. Yeah, purple's my favorite color. Yes, I do. Purple rain. Let's keep going. So you want to be able to judge the gap, and that's really important. Next, red means, it could mean you're angry, but also it means you are really aware. So red means danger. Let's not say angry. Red means danger. After the quiz, you should feel more relaxed, more engaged, and you should learn more. Put in some questions for me. A lot of you have questions about when do beginning drivers go into orange or red, left turns. Maybe you might panic and I have you to parallel park and there are cars behind you coming. You have 10 seconds. You might go to orange or red. Yeah, she does have to lock in. I love that. That was great. She better lock in 100%. Keep that coming. She got to lock in because she's falling asleep. I think if you have a really nervous instructor, that's going to get you to like an orange or a red. If they're always panicky and nervous, beginning instructors are like that, or instructors who are just burned out and tired, or sometime maybe you had a bad day and you just can't function, or you have micro sleep episodes, right? I love it. But I can tell from a lot of your questions and comments, you're really starting to understand about the white, the orange, the yellow. And that's what I want you to be aware of. And I'm expecting great things on Thursday when you take your test. Yeah, Michaela, you got to lock in, girl. You got to lock in. That's real. Okay. Give me 1 second, guys. Yeah, Michaela, you just got to lock in. Got to lock in. Red is for emergencies. A car cuts out. A car runs a light. You're halfway through. You're merging on an expressway. A semi truck is coming. You forgot to check your blind spot. A red, you're in your neighborhood and a kid walks up between two cars. You're like, oh my God. You want to squeeze the brake, get to the opposite side of where the kid is. So what if you hit a car? You didn't hit the kid. Okay. Or you're driving down the street, you see two moms on the phone, they're talking, and you see the kid running out. Oh, my bad. You see the kid running out and they don't even see you. Thank you, Olivia. Oh, geez, the only one that cares about me. She don't want to mention that. So you're riding in the neighborhood and you see a bunch of parents talking, but they're not paying attention to their kids. You should be the red. You got to slow down. And then a kid walks between two cars and you're saying, yeah, go ahead, use the bathroom. You're saying to yourself, mom or dad, you need to watch your kid. Okay, you'll see that. You'll be able to have better predictions of dangers. I'm just looking. Yellow is the most common. Relax, need to be in yellow. You should never be in white mode. True that, because you're just vulnerable to everyone. And then they're going to blame you because you're a beginning driver. Hydroplaning, you want to reduce your speed. A lot of you have questions about hydroplaning. Drive slower when it's wet. When it first starts to rain, the oil and gas are mixing together. Right? Time is good. Put in more questions. White is almost unconscious. Love it. Yellow is conscious. Red is hyped. Yeah, like that. That was great. Never be in white mode. If your friend's in the car, they're going to distract you so much, you're going to go back to white because you're listening to the conversation. Your peers are in the car. It's called peer pressure. Okay, love that. I'm just going back through your questions. Cameron said you should always be focused, not stressed. I don't want to stress you. Driving in the snow will stress you. Driving in heavy rain. Driving in fog. Your friends can distract you. White is definitely dangerous. The colors do apply in all situations. If I answer your questions, go ahead and follow. Support. I want to say thank you. Enjoy. Subscribe. Bye.